What's up, everybody? We are back with another weekly update, and content didn't disappoint. We're going to hop right into it. We're going to go over the second week of the fantasy slash supernatural. We're going to kind of highlight some of the team of the week stuff, some new card that you can get in Hut Champs. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. Let's hop right into the action. So this week we had our second week of supernatural cards come out, and honestly, they did not disappoint. This might be one of the best MSP weeks we've ever seen as far as like content consistently across the board. First off, we are going to take a look at this 85 overall Leon Draisaitl, 6'2", 209. He has 85 acceleration, 86 speed. He also has sniper forward, so it can jump his shot up into either the upper 80s slash low 90s. He has gold 1T. And his defensive stats aren't as bad as what I thought they were. Usually they do Leon Draisaitl by being extremely slow, but they did not on this one. We also got right defenseman Erik Karlsson. He has offensive defenseman, moving his shooting stats up right there with Leon Draisaitl, but 88 excel, 89 speed, along with gold elite edges. His hands are in the 90s. I mean, he's a masterclass. He is extremely quick. So if you like these smaller defensemen that you can kind of keep the person in front, Erik Karlsson's going to be your pride and joy here. Then we have the one that I've probably seen the most make. This is 6'9", 250 Zdeno Chara. He has defensive defenseman as his synergy. Bring his endurance up to an 88, 84 excel, 86 speed, 79 agility. So he is not quick by any means, but we haven't seen many people with gold truculence, and honestly, like, it's kind of disgusting. He's an absolute freak of nature. His defensive stats are absolutely crazy. Right now, I currently have him on my second line, and I'll explain that when I go over my team update, why I have him on my second line. But yeah, if he comes anywhere in contact with anybody, he gets it. Plus, he snags a lot of pucks with 93 defensive awareness. He has picked off a lot of plays just because of his length. Like, he is a very tall dude, lengthy player, and he also prevents a lot of those like oddball rushes from turning into real opportunities. Then we got 85 overall Tage Thompson, 6'6", 220, another huge player. He has power forward, 84 excel, 85 agility, 85 speed. His shot is pretty damn brutal too, up in the mid to upper 80s. He has gold big rig. Kind of reminds me of like the Eric Daze card a little bit from Chicago Blackhawks from a few years back. But honestly, very solid card once again. And our goalie of the week is Harry Carey Price. Gold Lightwork, absolutely love Gold Lightwork, and he gives a defensive boost. Overall, like the supernatural cards for MSPs, it's disgusting. Keep in mind how to make those things are the same exact way as last week. But if you take a look over in your objectives, moments, and wildcard, you can earn up to 8 free tokens once again. That means you can make, you could be looking at making, you could be making it up to an 83 overall with no issues, no gripes, no complaints. You'll still have to figure out how to get the other 7 tokens to power them up to an 85. But once again, you could legitimately have 2 of these cards run an 83. And if you look at Chara's card, if you get him up to an 84, you really don't need him up to an 85. There's not a huge difference, at least from how I felt in gameplay anyways. But let's go over to, I'm going to hide my face here. Let's go back into the fantasy event, because this is week 2, so we're going to look at some of these. Some of these have already gone up, so if you took a stab at Casey Middlestad, Travis Sanheim, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and Connor Garland, you're already going to see them gone up. Looking at the scoreboard right now, it looks like JT Compher will also go up. Colton Parenko scored yesterday, so he's going to be an 84 overall. Keep in mind, defensive players do go up +2 for every goal scored, and forwards will go up +1. So he's got two-way defenseman, 82 excel, 83 speed. He has gold heat seeker on, with him jumping up to an 84. Hopefully we see that acceleration jump up to maybe an 83 and the speed up to an 84 as a bare minimum. But his defensive stats are pretty wicked. At 6'6", 228, he is another lengthy D-man. And at an 84, this could be your offset to that Zdeno Chara card, 100%. He's just a righty D instead of lefty D-man. We got Fabian Zetterlund coming in from the Sharks. Another MSP we see in here is Jordan Eberle, 5'11", $190. He could honestly maybe be on your team right now. It's kind of weird seeing Excel at 85, but his speed's at an 83. But yeah, maybe a couple goals by him, and he could sneak into your lineup here early on. He also has Sniper 4, bringing his shot into the mid-80s. He has a good shot already. He just needs a little bit more speed for his size. Eric Halla, the New Jersey Devils pick. Then we go into Matthias Ekholm. I believe he also scored. So another lefty D-man going to be up to an 83 overall. He has defensive defenseman. He has Thunderclap on. And honestly, his defensive stats are great once again. So another solid pick. And he's going to already be guaranteed going up to an 83. I see here that Chicago also got Seth Jones for their pick. Forsling scored yesterday. He will go up to an 81 overall. Zucker scored yesterday. He will go up to an 80. We got Anziz Kopitar, 6'3", 225. He would be a great card if he gets some goals underneath his belt. He's a little bit too weak for him to start right now. But once again, just another absolute banger of a card. Kyle Palmieri is going to go up, I think, 2. He scored 2 over the weekend. We got Vincent Trocheck, another MSP at 5'11", $187. This could be subtly a fun one you could use probably early on if he gets a couple goals under his belt. Gold make it snappy. It's not as good as last year, but still, it's a great ability to have. The rest of these cards, I'm sad by my Ryan Hartman card, only being at 75, thinking he's going to score a lot. I was really hoping for like Marco Rossi or something like that, but it is what it is. I'm laughing that the week 1 MSPs are this low, and maybe they made a change going into week 2. I don't know, but either way, I'm liking the week 2 MSPs more. But as far as the other sets go, I liked week 1 better than week 2. That's just me, though. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below while you're watching the video. Is there any cards you guys want to make? Is there anything that really sticks out? The other thing I do want to highlight is the fact that how to make these cards are relatively the same exact method, but I want to highlight that the fact that it's still, like, with all these insane objectives that are out there, you can still collect, like I said, for the Supernaturals, 8 tokens. So there's going to be 3 in objectives. There's going to be 3 tokens you can get moments, and 2 tokens you can get from playing Wildcard. You can also obtain 2 collectibles to make the Supernatural throughout objectives. So keep that in mind. You can make half of a card for free, so don't be spending a whole lot. Just look in the objectives here and complete some of these Supernatural like week 2 events, and you can get some collectibles. Then at the same time for fantasy, you can also get an additional 16 free cards. Once again, you have 11 in the fantasy objectives. I am literally down to just waiting for one more daily reward, and they'll give me 16. That's enough for 1 free in the BND set, so 1 at random. Or if you saved them from last week like I did, I'll have 32 of 40 to pick who I want. I don't know who I'm going to pick yet. But either way, it's kind of nuts when you think about it, the fact that they're giving us 32 free collectibles when making these cards. Then some more highlights. I literally just wrote down a ton of notes so I could have a bunch of stuff to talk about today. How to make these cards. I want to talk about the power-up icons. I want to talk about some of the X factors and the team builders. And I kind of came up with a different algorithm on how to make these cards cost effective. When you go into the auction house, I will save you the time. For the 75 overalls, you need 38 of them to make one of those X factors, and then you need to make 12 of them to make one captain's X factor. If you happen to browse in the auction, which I'm doing it right now for the first time, I did not look ahead of time. If you look, they're about 6,000 per average, so 6K in coins per average for a 75 or above. So a 75, you'll see some for 6,000. You can snipe them. You need 38 of them to make one of those X Factor base cards. Obviously, you need a lot of them. There's a lot you need to make for one of them, and it comes out to 228,000 coins if you just want to buy one of the X Factors whole. What I'm meaning by that is if you just do the search engine. By this, if I'm just doing simple math, 6K coins for an average of a 75, times that by 38, you get 228,000 coins. So for my buy now price, I'll hide my face once again. If you find one that's under 228,000 and you don't have it, buy it up. And honestly, these are the only 12 that are in here right now. But last week I was able to buy 3 or 4 that were priced at like 190 per. And I mean, that saved me 30,000 coins, and I bought 2 of them. And I just threw them right into the sets, never look back. Or if you don't care about those cards, you can play the market, and that's like you can flip it to what you know the bottom bare minimum price is of 228, and you can take advantage of that. So it's just something to kind of keep in mind, to keep your eyes on for X factors when you're going into any of the power up icons. Obviously, we can't pull the power up icons, at least I don't think. If we do, that'd be freaking awesome. But like the big boy ones, not the hologram, but the regular base or the power up icons you can get. Now, once again, the average of a 76 overall or above is about 6,900. I did some of the math today. You can snipe them for maybe 6,800 here and there. It takes 24 of them to make, and you need to make 12 of them. You need to make 12 of them to do that, but 165K is what you're looking for here. So if you look at the buy now prices, anything around 165K, so that's 169. That would not be bad at picking up. You're not missing out on a whole lot unless you want to spend time sniping the market for those individual cards. But 169, like right here, 159. I would buy that up for 159 because I know just from a market price, I'm saving myself 6,000 coins. And I don't have to then spend it on 24 individual ones making the set. I can just buy the card straight up front with it. So once you go through all of these, look for any of them. If you're going to be looking at making the cards anyways, if it happens to be the one you're needing, take advantage of it. I end up sniping a handful of these cards for a lot less than what they were. I think the smallest one I found was like St. Louis was going for like 130. So I saved myself 30,000 coins there just by looking at, hey, is it easier to buy from this instead of everything else because the market's so high? Then we go to team builders. It's about 8,000 overall for 77s or more. You need 16 of them to make it for one team. So if you did the math, it's about 128K overall. So if you go back into your auctions and you want to take a look at, hey, is there any team builders that may be out there for sale? There's nothing out there right now because a lot of people are making them and using them. But hey, it's 128K if you can snipe one ahead of time, one of those 83 overalls, sweet. Keep in mind with those team builders too, if you did all the moments, it'll give you not 1, but 2 free team builders. And this weekend wild card, your overall prize, instead of it being an X Factor, is an 83 overall team builder. So once again, like, take a look at what you're doing here. Grind the objectives, grind the moments. I'm really liking the game overall. Just because I feel like I'm always on to the next thing to have to grind. And it's kind of made me forget a little bit about how bad the XP path was. I'm at 43. We'll finish. We should be able to get the bonus stuff. But now I'm not like having to focus so much solely on that. It's making me play the market a little bit more. And this week was a big week. We had some packs come out in the store for some X Factor packs and stuff like that. But our team update is disgusting. Our first line now looks like Willie Nylander. I made Kucherov this week. Welcome to the team. Then we got Patrick Marleau from last week's Hut Champs objectives. So that's another guy we added to the team. We got Jonathan Drouin from, I think that was 2 weeks ago. And then we got Jack Hughes, Austin Matthews, and Yari Curry we made. Then, if you go over to the defensive side of the house, we also made Miro Heiskanen because we've been able to snipe more of these cards. Honestly, it's weird seeing Zdeno Char be my second line, but these two complement each other way better, and these two complement each other amazing. And it allows me to take gold truculence off Char because his stats are so high anyways. He knocks anybody off the puck. It's hard to believe that Caden's fall down to the third line, but here we are. And then from our Hut Champs this week, I'll be looking for the guy to replace Seth Jones, so I'll be taking a look at that for you guys. And other than that, that's kind of like a quick update. This is my weekly like recap of some of the stuff that's kind of happened or what we've been seeing. Honestly, I am loving it. I am absolutely loving the game. I am having a blast. I don't know if that's the consensus overall. Do I wish packs and stuff were better? Yes. Like, I think we can all agree that we wish certain things were better. Here's this Hut Champs Mike Green card that you can get if you get 10 wins, 6'1", 210 pounds. He has silver 1T, 87 XL, 87 speed. He's going to be a nasty defensive card, and honestly, he might be my number 2 guy, and Drysdale might move down just because like he's so fast as a bigger defenseman. So Yeah, just going back to it, like I was saying, it's not like a TED talk or anything like that, but hey, a lot of stuff happened this week, and all the stuff I covered just happened in this last week. I mean, we've had great content come out. I didn't even talk about the game breakers, that they brought the game breakers back, and that's another one that you can get for free just by daily logins and doing objectives. I've gotten a bunch of free cards from doing moments, objectives this week, and a bunch of packs, and the packs might not be great, but I mean, I was on the back end of getting my second Captain X Factor, and now I got my third Captain X Factor, and I've already filled 2 of the 8 slots on that. We are down to 6 to go before we have McDavid, and who knows, maybe by this time next week I will have McDavid some way, somehow. But we have 500,000 coins. I'm going to be eyeballing the market and seeing if I can find any of those X Factors for cheap. If not, I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful week of Hut yourselves. If you like what you saw, we are creeping up to our first 100 subs. Thank you guys so much. I'm very appreciative. I hope you like the content I'm pushing out. I am going to be looking at moving it to making 2 videos. Yes, I know, huge, huge upgrade here. But I'm going to try to do something kind of midweek, like maybe after Wednesday, because we'll have content that comes out on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then I'll still do like my weekly recap video of everything overall, some good, some bad, some takeaways, and some, hopefully some pointers if anybody's looking to go in the right direction. When in doubt, just continue grinding objectives. There's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of coins to be made, and anything you're making, like 80 overalls and stuff like that, sell those cards if they're tradable and they're not going to be used on your team, because they're going pretty darn high. Like 80s right now, I've been selling for like 25,000 coins per, and that for me is another 3 or 4 other cards I can get somewhere else as long as I'm watching the market correctly. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time.